You're holy.
All right, there's Florida Georgia Line and Holy on Northeast Arkansas's radio station 107.9. K-Fine, good morning, 745. And I told you we were going to have a special guest on the phone this morning. Mm-hmm. And I believe he's been up for a minute. Please welcome to the show. He's been a champion everywhere he's been, be it the WWE, be it WCW, be it TNA. He's the founder of Global Force Wrestling, but to us in this area, in K-Fine Country, he is known most for being part of the family that established and founded Memphis Wrestling. Please welcome to the show, Double J, Jeff Jarrett.
Yay!
Good morning, Brandon. I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate the introduction. And I guess I'm probably, this morning, more appropriately, Barrel Boy number 2. Would that be safe?
Oh, no.
Don't do that to yourself.
You'll be the butt of every joke if we do that.
Well, I'm that way anyway. No, this is like almost like, Christmas Eve, because me and you, it is no secret, we've talked about the event coming up. I couldn't be more excited. Christmas comes early this year. It comes September the 10th, and I'm as excited to see everybody again, be a part of this event. I mean, it goes without saying. If there's, obviously my family's been a part of the promotion, and my family's been in the business over 70 years, but if there's one guy that I give credit to that really made me really want to be a professional wrestling, I've got 4 siblings. I'm the only person that got into the business. So we weren't forced into the business by any stretch of the imagination. But Jerry the King Lawler, back in the day, is the guy who really made me want to do what I've done for over 30 years now. So to step into the ring in this special occasion and have, Dundee and Lance and Jimmy Hart, this is an event that's never, ever taken place, having all of us under one roof, and here we are all these years later, and I get to be a part of it, and you're a part of it, and you're East Arkansas broadcasters, and I could go on, Brandon. I could talk about the old days, the Front Page Cafe, and doing Memphis TV, and the guys, throughout my career. That I can't tell you how many guys, especially up in the Northeast, guys that grew up there, they would get the tapes and the bootleg tapes and the VCR, and they would watch it, and they would want to talk to me in dressing rooms for hours. Like, how did y'all do 90-minute television show every Saturday morning? You rested on Friday night somewhere, drove in, did the TV show, and then after the TV show, go grab lunch, and then head over to Jonesboro. I just got so many memories of that area, and I'm very blessed and thankful and super excited to be a part of this event. And the tickets go on sale, what do we got, about 2 hours before the bell drops?
Yep, 10 o'clock this morning. And these, Jeff, are the VIP tickets, which to me, I mean, it's the steal of the century to think that not only do all these guys, these legends come back together, but you don't just get to see them in the ring and hear their music and watch them walk out at the Earl Bell. You get to go and interact with them. If you have the old memorabilia from the 80s or 90s or the 2000s, you can take that in there. If you want to talk about your favorite memories from watching TV5 wrestling out of Memphis, you can do that with the guys that were there to start it. So if you've ever thought, man, I'd like to get my picture taken with Lawler and Jarrett and Dundee and Lance Russell, and I want them to sign this stuff, this is your chance for all of them to be in the same room. And those VIP tickets include not only the chance to go to the meet and greet and get into the building early for the meet and greet, but also, Jeff, the floor ringside seats, which everybody knows that everybody wants to be ringside at a wrestling show.
Yeah, without question. I've actually, I'll sort of tell a story on this stuff. I've got a unique picture of me and Lance Russell that was taken right there in WMC in Memphis that I'm actually going to bring and have him sign. So, it's something that I'm super excited about, not only as a wrestler, but as a fan, and just to be a part of this. And, Arkansas, that whole area, a lot of people might remember the first time I stepped into the ring as a referee on WMC, but the fact of the matter, the first time that I actually ever got into a wrestling ring and refereed a match was the summer before that event took place, and it was in Paragould, Arkansas. So wow. Arkansas has a special place in my memories, and again, I'm so excited to just be a part of this.
On the phone again with Jeff Jarrett, who's coming back to Jonesboro, the Legends of Memphis Wrestling Reunion. It takes place at the Earl Bell Community Center on Saturday, September the 10th. Tickets on sale at 10 o'clock at KFIN.com. Jeff, Lance Russell is the legendary voice of Memphis Wrestling. And as Jeff and I sat and started to think about this event, collectively we were like, let's find the guys who, when people think of Memphis Wrestling, they're automatically going to think of. And a lot of times, we think of, okay, Lawler, Dundee, Jimmy Hart, the Jarretts, the Gilbert family. We think of those people. But Memphis Wrestling would not have been the same, and it never was the same after Lance Russell was gone.
I mean, that's maybe the understatement of this entire interview. But just because Lance was basically, as we call it those days, the territory wrestling, and then obviously WCW and WWF took it national, and then now internationally. But as far as the through the mid '80s, we'll call it the territory days, Lance was the voice of that generation. Obviously, Jim Ross is now, in my opinion, the voice of this generation. But in those days, Lance and his ability to have an interview with a guy that, I can't put two sentences together. Yeah. Lance made it come off like believable television. And then a guy like, the legendary Banana Nose, Jerry Lawler Food, he just brought everybody's game to a completely different level. Special talent, special person. And out of everybody, me personally, I can't wait to see Lance and just reminisce a little bit. But Jimmy Hart's another guy that Jimmy Hart had the first family and multiple talents come through there, but Jimmy was a constant. So he's another guy that is so integral to the history of professional wrestling. And then, when you get into the 90s, I'm going to sort of, Kelly, I'm going to pat your partner on the back there. Power Pro Wrestling and Randy Hales and Brandon Baxter, they are a part. You guys did the live. You had the specialty of that. So we've got everything under one roof, except maybe we get Barrel Boy in a match against Jimmy Hart, and that'll round up.
Oh, wow.
I love it.
I'm a promoter at heart, so we got to have. We may need to book that, Brandon. That may be the one final match we put on this card.
We'll work on that. So I was seeing tweets from Dustin 5-Star. He's kind of part of the new generation and has never wrestled in the Earl Bell. And, the TV 5 days were kind of winding down by the time Dustin got started. But he's very confident that he's going to come to Jonesboro and basically reign on the parade of the legends that night. He wants to steal the show.
Well, he wants a lot in life, and he ended up with Maria, so that's the fact of the matter. But no, he's a phenomenal talent. He's been on some Global Force Wrestling shows. Very, very skilled. When you drill right down to it, he at the end of the day, he'd probably be paying us to be on this card because he grew up. The Channel 5 is what he used to watch, and he called up the station and, hey, how did I become a professional wrestler? So, everybody that is on this card is on it for a real special reason. And we're all, at the end of the day, lucky to be on this card. Earl Bell Community Center. I mean, it's people if you're listening to this, and you may be new to the Jonesboro area, the Earl Bell Community Center it's legendary. It is where the events took place. And I've heard we've got some nice renovations over there. So, I'm excited about that, too.
Yeah, lots of people to thank with this, of course. East Arkansas Broadcasters as a company has helped Jeff and I put this together. So we're hats off to Bobby Caldwell and Scott Seiler. Car Today jumped in as a sponsor on this. MACW Wrestling's helping out. So a lot of people come together, and I can tell you because I've talked to everybody individually, and that includes Lawler and Dundee and to Jeff and to Jimmy and to Lance and to Doug Gilbert. Everyone's excited to come back to Jonesboro. And it's not just because, hey, it's a payday for them, because I had Jerry Lawler tell me that he could accept a payday in a different place on that day.
For multiples.
Yeah, like 13 times what I'm going to offer him.
Wow.
But he wanted to come to Jonesboro because of this event, because of this city, because all of these guys are together. And again, the VIP tickets, they go on sale at 10 o'clock. Jeff, the VIP includes that awesome experience. But more importantly than that, it's a limited number of people who get to go to a VIP because, the window of time is smaller. We can't put 1,000 people through a VIP. So if you want to go and be a part of that, have the floor seats and the VIP, 10 o'clock this morning, be logged on to KFIN.com. And Jeff, as always, man, we appreciate you.
I can't wait to continue the discussions over the next month. And the countdown's on. The countdown starts in about 2 hours. And again, I'm super excited. I appreciate you having me on this morning to basically kick off ticket sales. And WMC, legends of Memphis wrestling fans out there, do not hesitate. I assure you that.
How long has it been since you've actually stepped foot in the city of Jonesboro, Jeff? 20 years?
Wow.
15, 20 years? I'm thinking it's probably at least 20.
I'm going to say 20. Obviously I've been up and down 40, and no, it's got to be over 20.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so exciting. I may have to stop by and grab me a meal from the Front Page Cafe, like old time steak. And that was our monthly stop over there. But no, gosh, it has been that long. So again, another reason to just get me super excited.
There you go. Thanks, Jeff. Have a great day, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Again, tickets on sale this morning at KFIN.com.
Brandon Baxter in the morning on KFIN, powered by